All right, let's go across to Dubai now, where Data India's Tapas Bhattacharya joins us, where he's covering COP28 summit. Tapas, good morning again. We saw your extensive interviews, and PM Modi gave interview to Al Ittihad newspaper in Dubai also. We want you to highlight the key pointers where he has talked about India and UAE relations and also climate change.
Yes, absolutely, Abhishek. It's a valid point you put forth that both the countries had a long relationship under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership. If you recall, this is his 6th visit to UAE, and since 2014, we have seen the relationship between the two countries have grown exponentially in the last decade also. So, in that sense, both countries have been working. Remember, UAE is also one of the largest exporter of oil, and yet it is working in tandem with other agencies and other countries to shift the balance of energy towards a renewable energy, and who better to give them a hand in that but India, who under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership have seen that we have moved to almost 50% of our, we intend to in fact move to 50% of our energy capacity to renewable energy by 2030. In fact, India's renewable installed capacity is they're targeting nearly 500 gigawatts by 2030 that they have already mentioned, and they are on course to meet that. Currently, India's renewable capacity is currently at 186 gigawatt, and as I mentioned, the government in its NDC has time and again has reviewed it, and in fact has put forth more ambitious plan, and this is something that UAE would like to take a leaf out of, and both the countries are working, as I mentioned, in tandem, and both the president of UAE has shown, has been, and PM Prime Minister Modi have shared a camaraderie, and which actually results in this particular shift towards renewable energy focus. That's one part of it. The second part is about the climate finance, which both UAE and India are very concerned about, and they have committed a pledge to work on that. And remember, the climate finance, which in Sharm el-Sheikh couldn't operationalize the pledge for $100 billion US dollar. In the COP28 on the very first day, it was operationalized. So that's a huge point for both the countries, and they are also working on green credit, which is another point that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been talking about in his mission life. These are major points where both the countries are working. As I mentioned, UAE has its whole economy is based out of oil, but it's all started to shift towards a much more service-based sector. We know for a fact that most of the currently the financial world is coming to Dubai. It is shifting to tourism also. It's pushing the tourism sector quite heavily, and as I mentioned, it's taking a leaf out of India's book of having a sustainable lifestyle mission, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been talking about. Abhishek.
Tapas, also, talking about the COP28 summit where it's happening in Dubai, being a developing nation, India's role at COP28 summit remains crucial, in fact very crucial this year. We want to know from you what role India would play at COP28, you think?
Yes, absolutely. That goes without saying. The way India is shepherding the global south, there is no doubt that it's a huge point, and the whole global south is looking up to India to provide them the leadership that the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been giving to everybody, to the global south. Just to put forth, more than 700 million people still doesn't have electricity in Africa. So who's going to put forth their views? Who's going to give the voice to their concern? It's India who has been championing that, and as I mentioned earlier also, it's high time that if you really want to limit the greenhouse effect, if you really want to work on that, it is imperative that India takes a lead role in that. As I mentioned, 1.5 degrees Celsius was promised in Paris Climate Agreement. Currently, we are in the threshold, and if the situation doesn't improve quite drastically in the next 5 to 6 years, it will be very difficult to to, stick to the 1.5 degrees Celsius threshold that the countries have, have already established in the Paris Agreement. So it is imperative that all the countries come together. It is a stock-taking summit. So COP28 is expected to, be quite volatile, as all the countries will put forth what exactly they have done in their NDC targets, and will come up with exactly what needs to be done. So that point has to be put forth, and all the countries, including India, will like to work together, as all the stakeholders will come together to walk the talk, and not just put lip service to the cause of environmental protection and climate justice, but actually do the needful and limit the cascading effect and domino effect of climate change in the world.
Right, Prime Minister Narendra Modi taking part in the COP28 summit. He is also scheduled to take part in high-level side events too, and he'll hold several bilaterals also. Thank you for the time being, Tapas. You have a busy day ahead. We'll keep taking updates from you.